Hello everybody, welcome to a new video of what is this, how do you draw this, basically how to draw, and my art series where I take some of the things that I want to show you guys how to actually do it and do it for you. Like these two, we're going to go down here and just let me show you how I do this, because the outline for them is actually pretty simple. You just make a circle big enough for their head, give them whatever features you see in the sprunky universe that you want to give them. In my case, 4 spikes of fur from the sides of their heads, because my character was partially inspired by Winda, only partially. The original design is still made by the original creator of the Sprunky mod. Mine is made by me, because I took parts of it, but I gave it a reason why it's got 4 of them. Because it's a fox, not a cat. And then we do this, and then voila. And also just plop a nose right there, give them a mouth that says, "Hi everybody," and then give them eyes. The eyes will be changing from this, so they don't look like they've been hit in the head by a screwdriver. Because, well, nobody wants to look like they just got hit in the head by a freaking screwdriver, of all things. Because it sounds like it would be quite painful. Despite that, I will also show you how to also do the horror mode, so that you don't have to wait for a 2-part video. Because I get that a lot of people do 2-part videos to kind of give it a bit of dramatic stuff, and also to give themselves a little bit of time to think of how they're going to actually do it and stuff. But I already know how to do it, so I can kind of show you guys already. And I don't want to keep you guys waiting, so here we go. And if you guys are wondering when I'm going to do another archery video, it's going to come. It's just taking a little bit because of the weather here. Now I can finally, now that the pencil's outline is erased, we can now add the colors to whatever we want on this one, and give this guy, which I call Camton, colors like this. Also, don't mind the green in the side of the eye, because let's just say for this variant of him, he got some food coloring splashed into his eye, hence why he has the food coloring still stuck in his eyeball. And this was a very strong kind of food coloring, which was very hard for him to get rid of, so it didn't come out. And probably won't come out for the foreseeable future. That is depending on the lore of what I want to put out there. But that's just for this variant of Camton. Which also means, since he is basically just somewhat similar to me in general, artistic, kind, and caring, and also trying to do their best to entertain a bunch of people, yeah, you can kind of see why I want to make this character as best I can for you guys. And there we go, we got a bit of shading done. for the face. And now we can do the tail. And then right there and right here will be shaded. Like that. Now we can actually hit it with a darker green where we feel like putting it. And yes, I'm going to do the tail because it's currently not colored. But this character comes from another world that is actually kind of parallel with the Sprunki universe. He is he's a dimensional hopping character. He hops through different dimensions. Kind of like how Rick does from Rick and Morty, but like Rick, who uses a portal gun, this guy uses a little blaster that he has that is basically more like a Star Wars blaster and has actually just a little calibration thing to pick whatever world he wants to go to, and once he picks it, you can shoot and boom, portal, and then you can walk through. But unlike Rick from Rick and Morty, he can't go through the same things that Rick can from the Rick and Morty universe. And now that we got phase 1 out of the way, now we can do phase 2. Which means the green in the eye is going to stay for this video. Because that's the eye covered, like the food coloring in the eye version of Campton. Now that we can confirm some of the lore between the actual Campton and the actual version of this one, they both are basically like me, but they are both super different. Because of that, it's kind of like me in general, where you can have two characters in one world that are practically similar and stuff, but there's also division between some of the characters or different people or the same person in certain things. Like, sure, I like pizza, I like tacos, and I like cheeseburgers, but there's also part of me that likes a bunch of the other stuff that we can make in this world. And parts of me disagree, while other parts of me agree. But that would be if I was going to hear voices in my head, which I don't. So, yeah. But, and you see what I mean. Things that I can agree with myself on or disagree. Instead of doing all the things that make me disagree with myself, I'm finally able to do things that I'm actually comfortable with. In this case, it's the YouTube videos. And just so you know, the parts of this character I'm going to have outlined will be the mouth, the eyebrow, and parts of the inner damage caused, or I could just do this, where entire eyeball as an outline. The reason why I didn't color that one in, well, let's just say he is now partially blind. And now that he has part of his face peeled off completely like this, we can kind of see some of his dental work that he has, but it's only on the top row of teeth this time, with some of the bottom teeth. There we go. And now I can give this little area that we put in a skinny black outline some red to show blood, and also the interior of the body for this guy. Also, no one needs to ask me this stuff in the comments, like, why is he missing parts of his body like this? Why did you do this to your character if you like him already like this? Well, this is for his horror mode. He's a survivor. That's the lore for him. Part of the lore being that he was attacked, not by Wenda, but somebody else entirely. And they tried to attack him, failed to kill him, and he escaped. Which is kind of ironic, because the thing that happens in the sprunki mod is they need to attack, and they need to kill the victims they were assigned. However, we see that there are survivors, meaning most of the work was done. It's just that some of the characters were actually lucky to survive, which is also a good thing. That means that we can continue the story through updates, different fan-made phases, and also lore confirmed by the developers, or in this case, the developer, because for some reason, somebody decided, I'm going to stalk this kid, and he's a minor. So, guys out there who did that, please stop. It's not okay. We don't need you to do just doing that, because that is that's not okay. We don't need people just doing that. Imagine if that happened to you guys who did that. Because I bet if you had that happen, you would shut up right away and stop doing it, and don't want that to happen to yourselves anymore. So don't do it to others. Whatever happened to treat others like how you want to be treated? Because it seems everyone's forgetting how to treat others how they want to be treated. Because I'm just gonna shut up, because this is unacceptable and it's not okay, and we don't need to promote this kind of behavior, because it's, for one, dangerous, and two, not even needed to be a good person. Just because you did that to somebody just makes it a crime, and if caught and charges are pressed against you, it's gonna go up, because people don't like their personal private information being leaked or anything like that, and they don't want to be stalked, which is quite honestly understandable. But let's go over the lore between the top guys here and the bottom guys. The top ones are actually the official ones. Here you go. Now you can actually see what I have in mind for the official versions. And then make it contrast to the ones that are only official in this video, but are a different reality version of this character that has a slime ball that they can throw into a portal shape and go through it, and it becomes a slime ball wherever they are. Basically, they have the ability just to travel wherever. Really interesting idea that I just came up with for this version of the character in the bottom. But we're just going to talk about what happened to them between here and here. Like, what happened to these guys that ended up doing this? Well, let's just say it's not any of the nightmare terror stuff or anything. It is actually something that came after them, and it looks like a version of a character that's basically an axolotl. A big purple axolotl that is a female that attacked him. Jessica here. Yep. And if you guys want me to give more lore about it on those other 4 characters on that paper, that is Jessica, Nick, Tommy, and Martha, tell me if you want to learn more about those characters and why I decided to do them instead of making a cat. Well, I can answer the cat one right here, right now, because, quite frankly, the cat one, part of that is already taken, because part of it is Wenda. But, I said, you know what, screw it, I'm going with a fox. And I could make a wolf character, but they're going to be a dark one, like a very dark color. Meaning they're going to have some of the creepy things from Black, but it's going to be a completely different character. It's not supposed to be a carbon copy of Black. And in the timeline of events, this happens before the original Sprunki mod, and anything. This is just how I want to make it go. He is a part of another world that is called Sprunki, obviously, but it is quite different because it's basically all the same, except Black is not evil in that one. And this little purple axolotl girl is actually the evil one. So he gets his butt kicked in the horror mode. When he actually did, he was actually trying to fight her to keep others alive, and he gets his ass kicked. But he does survive because she was merciful enough to actually let him keep his life. Meaning, yes, she kicked his butt and said, you know what, fine, you can keep your life. And he was actually quite grateful for not getting his life taken. and these will be the actual icons that I will very much just overhaul, because they're not anything similar at all. But I'm thinking of reusing this one over here to make it basically the same, except without this piece. So this one looks best out of the two. But this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you want to see more art content, please tell me what else you want me to do with the art stuff. And if you want to see more archery or any music or gaming or any of that, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see what I can do. And I hope you do enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.